feeling that familiar discomfort after a meal, maybe a little bloating, some gas, or just that heavy, sluggish feeling that wasn't there quite so often in your younger days. It's frustrating, isn't it? You might be eating what you think are perfectly fine foods, things you've enjoyed your whole life, and yet, your digestive system seems to be sending you protest messages. You're not alone in this. As we get older, our bodies change, and that includes how we process food. Sometimes, the very foods we reach for out of habit or comfort are the silent culprits behind those uncomfortable digestive issues. It's not always the obvious junk food, sometimes. It's things that seem innocent enough on the surface. Understanding which common foods might be quietly causing trouble can be a real game changer for feeling lighter and more comfortable after eating. It's not about giving up everything you love, but about being aware and maybe making a few gentle adjustments. In this video, we're going to explore 5 common foods that might be harming your digestion after 60 without you even realizing it. These aren't necessarily bad foods in themselves, but they can become more challenging for our aging digestive systems to handle. Stick around to the end, because there's something we'll touch on that might genuinely surprise you about your everyday eating habits and how they impact your comfort. So, let's start with the first category of foods that can often sneakily cause digestive distress as we get older. This one is probably not entirely surprising, but the degree to which it can become a problem might be. We're talking about anything high in fat, and particularly fried foods. Think about those crispy chips, the delicious fried chicken, donuts, or even just foods cooked with a lot of oil. While tasty, these foods are simply harder for your body to break down. As we age, our digestive enzymes, which are the tiny workers that help chop up food into smaller pieces, don't always work as efficiently as they used to. Fats, especially, require quite a bit of work to digest and absorb. When you eat a meal loaded with fat, it sits in your stomach for a longer time, which can lead to that heavy, full, and sometimes nauseous feeling. Then, as it moves into the small intestine, it still demands a lot of digestive juices and enzymes. If your system is already a bit slower or less robust, this heavy load can cause cramping, bloating, and just general discomfort. Fried foods add another layer of difficulty because the frying process can alter the structure of the food and the fats themselves, making them even harder to process. It's not just the fat content, but the type of fat and how it's prepared. A baked potato is a world away from a plate of greasy fries in terms of digestive impact. Think about how you feel after eating a large plate of something fried compared to, say, a piece of grilled fish with steamed vegetables. The difference in digestive effort is significant. And it's not just about immediate discomfort. Regularly consuming high-fat foods can also affect the balance of bacteria in your gut, which plays a crucial role in healthy digestion. An imbalance, often called dysbiosis, can lead to chronic issues like irregular bowel movements and increased gas. So, while a little bit of healthy fat is essential and beneficial, overdoing it, especially with fried or heavily processed fats, can be a real burden on a digestive system that's seen a few more years. It's like asking an older car engine to tow a much heavier load than it's designed for. It's going to struggle and possibly overheat. For many people over 60, opting for baked, grilled, steamed, or roasted foods instead of fried ones, and being mindful of portion sizes of high-fat meals, can make a world of difference in post-meal comfort. Even something as simple as switching from full-fat dairy to lower-fat options, or trimming visible fat from meat, can help lighten the load. It's not about eliminating fat entirely, as healthy fats are vital, but about choosing healthier sources and preparation methods that are easier on your hard-working digestive system. This isn't just about avoiding temporary discomfort. It's about supporting the long-term health of your gut. A happier gut means you can enjoy your food without dreading the aftermath. And this leads us nicely into another common food group that can become problematic with age, sometimes surprisingly so. Building on the idea of foods that become harder to process, Let's talk about that second food category that frequently causes quiet trouble: dairy. Now, milk, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream have been staples for many of us for decades, and they're often touted for calcium. But here's the thing: digesting dairy requires an enzyme called lactase, which breaks down lactose, the sugar found naturally in milk, as we age. It's incredibly common for our bodies to produce less lactase. This reduction isn't usually a sudden thing. It can be gradual, starting in adulthood and becoming more pronounced over time. When you consume dairy and your body doesn't produce enough lactase to break down all the lactose, that undigested sugar moves into the large intestine. There, it becomes food for the bacteria living there. And as these bacteria ferment the lactose, they produce gases, lots of them, like hydrogen, methane, and carbon dioxide. This gas production is what leads to that uncomfortable bloating, cramping, and increased flatulence that many people experience after consuming dairy. For some, it can also draw extra water into the bowel, leading to diarrhea. This isn't a food allergy. It's typically lactose intolerance, which is a deficiency of the lactase enzyme. And it can range from mild discomfort after a large amount of dairy to significant distress after even a small serving. What's tricky is that it can develop slowly, so you might not connect your increasing digestive troubles specifically to dairy right away. You might just feel generally uncomfortable after certain meals without pinpointing the cheese in your sandwich or the milk in your coffee as the culprit. Products like ice cream, milk, and softer cheeses tend to have more lactose than hard cheeses or yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, where some lactose is broken down by fermentation. Pay attention to how you feel after having different types of dairy. Do you feel more bloated after milk than after a small piece of cheddar? That could be a clue. The good news is, if dairy seems to be an issue, there are many alternatives available now: lactose-free milk and dairy products, and a huge variety of plant-based milks made from almond, soy, oat, or coconut. Hard cheeses are often lower in lactose and might be better tolerated in smaller amounts. And enzyme supplements containing lactase are also available and can be taken before a meal to help break down lactose. So, while dairy is a common and seemingly innocent food, it's one that many people's digestive systems simply become less equipped to handle with age. It's worth evaluating if it's contributing to your discomfort. Moving on from dairy, let's consider a food group that adds a kick to our meals, but can sometimes cause more than just a pleasant burn: spicy foods. While many people enjoy the heat that chili peppers, hot sauces, and other spicy ingredients bring, they can be irritants to the lining of the digestive tract, especially the stomach and intestines. Compounds like capsaicin, which gives chilies their heat, can stimulate the nerves in the digestive system, leading to increased gut motility, things moving through faster and potentially causing stomach pain, heartburn, and a burning sensation. For some, particularly if they already have conditions like acid reflux or irritable bowel syndrome (IBS), spicy foods can trigger flare-ups and exacerbate symptoms, even without a pre-existing condition. An older digestive system might simply be more sensitive to this kind of irritation. The lining might be a little thinner, or the nerves a bit more reactive. What you could easily tolerate at 40 might leave you reaching for antacids at 60. Think about that feeling after eating something really spicy. Sometimes it feels like a fire in your stomach. That's the irritation at work. It's not just about the level of spice. It's about how your individual body reacts to it. Some people can handle a lot of heat, while others find even mild spice uncomfortable. The key here is awareness. If you notice that meals with significant spice tend to leave you with heartburn, stomach cramps, or hasten a trip to the bathroom, it might be worth experimenting with reducing the spice level in your food. This doesn't mean you have to eliminate flavor. There are plenty of wonderful herbs and spices that add depth without the heat. Turmeric, ginger, cumin, coriander, paprika, the non-hot kind, and many others can make food delicious and are often beneficial for digestion, rather than irritating. It's about finding that balance where you can enjoy your food without paying a hefty price in digestive comfort afterward. It's a good idea to pay attention to your body's signals. If a meal heavy on chili makes you regret it later, that's a clear message your digestive system is sending you. Another sneaky category that can mess with your gut health and comfort is related to artificial sweeteners. These are found in many diet or sugar-free products like sodas, yogurts, snacks, and sweets, intended to help reduce sugar intake. However, many artificial sweeteners, and also sugar alcohols often used as sweeteners like sorbitol, mannitol, and xylitol, are not fully absorbed in the small intestine. Like undigested lactose, they travel to the large intestine where gut bacteria ferment them. This fermentation process produces significant amounts of gas, leading to bloating, gas, and sometimes a laxative effect, causing diarrhea. The impact varies depending on the type of sweetener and the individual's sensitivity and gut bacteria composition. For instance, sorbitol is a well-known culprit for causing digestive upset in many people, even in relatively small amounts. Diet sodas are a classic example. Not only are they often sweetened with artificial sweeteners, but the carbonation itself can add to bloating and gas. While these sweeteners are often marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, particularly for managing blood sugar or weight, their potential negative impact on digestive comfort, especially as we age and our gut microbiome might be undergoing shifts, is something to consider. Rather than switching from sugar to artificial sweeteners, opting for water, unsweetened tea, or naturally sweetening with small amounts of fruit might be a gentler approach for your gut. Finally, let's talk about a broad category of foods that are everywhere and can be particularly problematic: highly processed snacks and baked goods. Think about things like white bread, sugary cereals, pastries, cookies, crackers made from refined flour, and many convenience foods. These foods are often low in fiber and high in refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, sugar, and artificial additives. Fiber is absolutely essential for healthy digestion. It adds bulk to your stool, helping it move smoothly through the digestive tract and preventing constipation, which is a common issue as we age. It also acts as a prebiotic, feeding the beneficial bacteria in your gut. When you eat foods that are stripped of their natural fiber, your digestive system doesn't have that crucial support. The refined carbohydrates are quickly broken down, which can lead to blood sugar spikes, and the lack of bulk means things move through slowly, contributing to sluggishness and constipation. Furthermore, the unhealthy fats and sugars often present in these processed items add to the digestive burden we discussed earlier. Artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives found in many of these products can also potentially irritate the gut lining or negatively impact gut bacteria in sensitive individuals. Eating a diet high in these low-fiber, highly processed items essentially starves your beneficial gut bacteria while providing little help for your digestive tract to function efficiently. It's like trying to run a complex machine without providing the right fuel or lubrication. Your system has to work harder, and things don't flow as smoothly. Instead of reaching for refined white bread, try whole grain versions which contain more fiber. Swap sugary cereals for oatmeal or a whole grain option with some fruit. Choose a piece of fruit or a handful of nuts instead of a cookie or a pastry. These small swaps significantly increase your fiber intake and provide nutrients that support good digestion, rather than hindering it. It's not about never having a treat, but about making conscious choices most of the time that nourish, rather than challenge, your aging digestive system. Being mindful of these 5 types of common foods: fried and high-fat foods, dairy, spicy foods, artificial sweeteners, and highly processed, low-fiber items can make a significant difference in your daily comfort and long-term digestive health. They are so common in our everyday diets that we often don't see them as potential culprits. But their cumulative effect on a maturing digestive system can be substantial. Thinking about these foods, it becomes clear that sometimes the simplest changes can have the biggest impact on how you feel. So, we've talked about how fried foods and high-fat meals can slow things down and demand a lot from your digestive enzymes. How dairy might be an issue if your lactase production has dropped. How spicy foods can irritate the gut lining. And how artificial sweeteners can cause gas and bloating due to fermentation. And we've just covered how those tempting highly processed snacks and baked goods, low in fiber and often loaded with less helpful ingredients, can contribute to sluggishness and an unhappy gut. It might feel a little overwhelming to think that some of your favorite things could be causing trouble. But please don't feel discouraged. This isn't about banning foods or going on a strict diet. It's about gaining awareness and empowering yourself to make choices that help you feel better. Think of it as tuning into your body's needs now, which might be a little different than they were 20 or 30 years ago. Remember, your digestive system has worked hard for you for a long time, and it's natural for some things to change. The wonderful part is that by understanding these changes and how certain foods interact with them, you can make small adjustments that yield big results in terms of comfort and well-being. Maybe it's having a smaller portion of something fried, switching to lactose-free milk in your coffee, reducing the amount of chili in your cooking, choosing water over diet soda, or swapping your afternoon biscuit for a piece of fruit more often. These small, consistent choices can significantly reduce the burden on your digestive system and minimize that uncomfortable bloating, gas, or heaviness you might be experiencing. Pay attention to how you feel after eating different foods. Keeping a simple food diary for a few days can sometimes reveal patterns you weren't even aware of. It's about experimenting gently and finding what works best for your body right now. Making these shifts isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about improving your overall quality of life. When your digestion is happy, you feel more energetic, less weighed down, and more comfortable throughout the day. You can enjoy social occasions involving food without worry, and you just generally feel better in your own skin. This knowledge is power, giving you the ability to nurture your body as it is today. Remember, you are not alone in navigating these changes, and small steps forward are still steps forward. Don't aim for perfection. Aim for progress and consistency. Your digestive health is a vital part of your overall health and happiness, especially as you age. Taking gentle care of it allows you to continue enjoying life to the fullest. We love hearing from you and learning about your experiences. Have you found that any of these foods affect you? Or perhaps you've discovered other common foods that cause digestive issues for you. Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Your experience might help someone else who is going through something similar. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a like. It helps us know what kind of content resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos packed with tips and information designed to help you live your best life at every age. You deserve to feel comfortable and vibrant. And making informed choices about what you eat is a beautiful way to honor your body.